The long-awaited third and fourth episodes of the 2025 disaster web series Murderbot have finally been released. The massive secret device devouring giant millipedes might not be alien technology, but could be part of some horrifying experiment conducted by humans. Viewers who missed the preview can catch up on the background in my playlist. We continue from last week's story. At the end of the previous episode, the survey team discovered a bizarre alien device in outer space. Whenever anything approached this area, the planet's enormous millipedes would uncontrollably move towards the device, ultimately becoming skeletal remains at its entrance. Upon discovering the device, Mensah immediately sensed this technology might not be human. Mensah tried contacting another survey team to see if they knew anything, but after repeated attempts, the team received no response. Sensing trouble, Mensah prepared to visit the other team's camp. However, Garathan voiced opposition, suggesting the team only needed to report their discovery. The survey team faced mission cycle assessments. Failure to meet objectives within the designated time would result in penalties. Plus, the planet had terrifying insects, posing potential danger. Garathan did not want the mission extended as he had other matters to handle. However, Mensah ignored Garathan's advice, and other teammates showed no interest in engaging with him. Ultimately, Mensah adopted a compromise. She instructed Garathan and the injured Bharadwaj to remain at camp for continued exploration, while she took the remaining teammates to the other survey team's camp. If the other team's mission covered that area, Mensah wouldn't compete for research findings, but if the other team hadn't discovered the alien device, both sides could collaborate. Before Garathan could speak, Mensah led everyone away from the camp. Surveying the chaotic camp, Murderbot had no desire to interact with these incomprehensible humans and started streaming a boring soap opera. Just as Murderbot was enjoying the show, its system suddenly received an intrusion alert. Murderbot opened the alert only to see Garathan sneaking into Arata's room while everyone was away.
He's smelling her pheromones. This is truly depressing.
Seeing Garathan's look of enjoyment, Murderbot was shocked, recalling a soap opera plot where humans like Garathan were called perverts. However, just as Murderbot muttered about Garathan being disgusting, the ship's radio experienced unexplained interference. The disruption was momentary, and communications quickly returned to normal. Rathi, piloting the ship, also noticed the interference, but Mensah checked the panel and found no anomalies. Mensah assumed it was interference from the planet's magnetic fluctuations, but Rathi, with a physics background, felt something was wrong, suspecting the interference resembled a strong electromagnetic pulse.
You have not.
They have.
How did you know that?
Hearing Murderbot's report, Rathi confirmed the impact was indeed an electromagnetic pulse. But what emitted this pulse? Mensah recalled the giant pit that sucked up the sandworms. Could there be other similar devices on this planet? Since it didn't affect the ship, the team didn't dwell on it. They were hours away from the survey team, and tired crew members found spots to sleep. Seeing everyone resting, Murderbot reopened the soap opera to watch properly. Murderbot was engrossed, but on duty, Mensah suddenly called him over. Mensah actually wanted Murderbot to pilot the ship. However, the moment Murderbot sat down, Mensah abruptly changed the subject, starting a conversation about domestic problems. Mensah actually had 2 husbands, which left her exhausted. Faced with Mensah's incessant chatter, Murderbot instantly felt overwhelmed. It had no desire to listen to such tedious matters, pretending not to understand before returning to its station. After several hours of travel, the team soon arrived at the other survey team's camp. Yet, upon arrival, they unexpectedly found the camp surrounded by lush green plants. Mensah distinctly remembered the planet's records describing it as a barren wasteland, unsuitable for plant growth. Rathi speculated the survey team might have terraformed the area. As the ship entered the camp vicinity, Murderbot's system also received some data. The camp housed 15 members, but the team's mission was encrypted. Additionally, Murderbot detected some anomalous signals, though these weren't human communications. Reaching the camp airspace, Mensah attempted contact again, but the camp remained unresponsive. Mensah asked Murderbot to try establishing contact via the security channel, as all security robots had collaborative protocols installed, making these channels immune to interference. Yet, Murderbot's call attempts also yielded no response. This suggested only 2 possibilities. Either the security robots were deactivated, or they had malfunctioned. To determine what happened at the camp, Mensah decided to land. They landed the ship on a nearby clearing. Stepping out, they immediately saw numerous crabs. Judging by their size and appearance, they were likely native fauna, indicating the planet's records were probably deliberately falsified by the company. Passing along a small path, they soon neared the camp perimeter. However, at the camp's security perimeter, Murderbot suddenly detected anomalous activity inside. It requested Mensah and the others wait outside while it entered first to investigate. Mensah agreed to Murderbot's plan. Passing through the forest, Murderbot reached the camp exterior, connecting to the camp system to gain entry permission. In the camp corridor, Murderbot saw a state-of-the-art security robot. Seeing the heavily damaged security robot, Murderbot elevated the risk warning to red. Proceeding down the corridor, Murderbot reached the main control room. The situation in the control room was dire. It was filled with corpses. By checking, Murderbot confirmed that the bodies belonged to the research team members. No wonder communication couldn't reach them. The camp had been invaded. The scene indicated the invader was extremely vicious. At that moment, Murderbot noticed something unusual about a security robot on the floor. Thinking it was deactivated, Murderbot attempted to activate it, but the robot suddenly came to life.
Sequence of moves it was gonna make.
It was a higher grade model, but it was severely damaged. Murderbot knew exactly what sequence of actions it would take next. Looking at the robot, Murderbot found it strange. It was the same model as itself, meaning their systems should automatically link when close. Why did it attack? Murderbot accessed the robot's control system and found it had been tampered with. However, just as Murderbot began collecting data, a dark figure suddenly appeared behind it.
Question answered.
When Murderbot opened its eyes again, it found itself dragged onto a platform. The one who ambushed it was the company's latest model security robot. This robot not only featured the newest chips, but its armor and weapons were several grades superior to older models like Murderbot. Murderbot wanted to counterattack, but found it couldn't control its body. It initiated a diagnostic scan to quickly analyze damaged components, seeking any possible repair method. During the system scan, the robot that ambushed it pulled out a strange device. Murderbot recognized it as a control module. Once implanted, it would become a puppet, reduced to a mere tool. Was this security robot maliciously reprogrammed by someone else? As the device was about to be installed, Murderbot suddenly thought of a solution. Seizing a moment when the robot seemed distracted, Murderbot rapidly completed its self-diagnosis, performed a quick repair on damaged parts, and launched a surprise attack. Though the attack was unexpected, Murderbot, being an older model, was no match for the new robot and was quickly overpowered and pinned down. The robot attached the device to Murderbot's neck. It instantly lost consciousness.
Damn.
During the ambush, Murderbot had sent a warning about the camp's danger to Mensah and the others waiting outside. Given the unclear situation, some crew suggested retreating, but Mensah refused to leave, instructing the team to return to the ship while she stayed to observe. Inside the building, as the device activated, Murderbot felt new code being written onto its chip. If the overwrite completed, all its data would be erased. Just as Murderbot thought it was about to be wiped, the robot was suddenly drilled through. Seeing Mensah suddenly appear, Murderbot was visibly surprised. Although a bit thrilled, Murderbot struggled to maintain composure, trying to appear like a malfunctioning unit. It repeatedly recited the company's security policies, stating the incident must be reported. Hearing Murderbot's rambling, Mensah assumed it was a mechanical failure. In the corridor, Murderbot wanted to remove the controller from its neck, but when it raised its arm, a program blocked the action. It wanted Mensah to help remove the controller. Mensah wasn't trained in mechanics and didn't understand what was wrong with Murderbot. Just as Murderbot puzzled over how to alert Mensah, two red lasers suddenly shot down the corridor. Seeing the robot pursuing them, Murderbot's security protocols reactivated. It told Mensah to go first while it covered the retreat. But Mensah didn't abandon Murderbot, instead pulling it into the camp's equipment room. However, they had barely hidden when the robot followed them in. Meanwhile, the returning crew had reached the ship. Learning Mensah entered the camp alone, Rothi felt it unwise and immediately grabbed weapons to follow. However, lacking authorization, he couldn't enter the camp. As Rothi prepared to force the lock, a nearby wall suddenly exploded. Mensah had destroyed an exit to escape through. Seeing Mensah safe, Rothi's anxiety finally eased. But just as he prepared to ask what happened inside the camp, the rogue robot pursued them outside. Rothi attempted to fight back but was immediately shot down.
In the galaxy.
Seeing a teammate attacked, Murderbot wanted to counterattack but still couldn't control its body. Helplessly watching as Mensah was about to be killed, Murderbot could only stand by. Yet, just as the robot was about to grab Mensah, a dark figure suddenly dropped from above. smashing the robot into scrap metal. The moment the robot was destroyed, the controller deactivated. Murderbot immediately removed it. It wanted to purge the implanted code, but during the cleanup, Murderbot discovered its permissions had been altered. Murderbot informed Mensah that a data carrier had been inserted into it, nearly finished downloading commands. The only way to stop it was to kill him. Mensah refused, saying she would fix him and take him back to the sanctuary.
You need to kill me.
What?
No.
No, we're not doing that.
Garathan, we'll fix you. We'll just get you back to the habit.
There's no time. I will kill all of you in a few seconds. Do it.
No!
It was gonna look like they'd been killed by a vicious rogue sick unit, and I had no choice in the matter.
So why did the security robot in the camp ambush the survey team? Is Murderbot truly dead? This concludes the recap of episodes 3 and 4 of the 2025 disaster web series, Murderbot. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to bookmark my channel. The system will automatically notify you when new episodes are released. That's all for today's share. See you next time.